Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
And there's a lot to like about tonight's match. And I mean, I know the Mumbai fans won't say there was much to like from their point of view, but you think about, they bought Devalt Brevis for 3 years and he's already showing enormous potential in year number one. They bought him as a 3-year project, I believe, at the auction, thinking that, okay, by next year, he will be our man. And in the third year, after playing a couple more seasons of first-class cricket, another couple of IPLs, he will be absolutely brilliant. And he's possibly going to be a retention in 3 years' time for them if he continues this upward trend. I know it's early, it's a lot of pressure to lump on a young man, but they saw potential, and as everybody did, and paid the money and got him. So there's a lot to like about tonight, but there's also a lot to not like from both sides, to be honest, from a Punjab point of view and in certain cases, but particularly from a Mumbai point of view as well.
It was a fantastic match, though. Yeah, Dooley's right. It was a very, very good cricket match because it ebbed and flowed, and even till the last over. I mean, Unadkat hits a 6 and turns down a single.
Yeah.
You could understand why in the heat of the moment they turned down that single, because Surya's batting like a dream after a scratchy start. So he thought maybe he'll hit a couple of sixes. So Surya, it's your job to finish. And then what does he do? He just turns, boom, he hits a 6. So, but I think by then it was starting to get tough. But one wonderful cricket match, really good. So much to like in this game.
Yeah, and in a sense, there was probably as much at stake, Harsha, for both teams. Of course, for Mumbai, it was a desperation of their first points. But for Punjab, if they had lost, particularly if the tailenders had scratched around and got them home, that would have been again a stab in the heart, 2 in a row. So while Mumbai, of course, now have to crawl their way out of that hole, Punjab too would have been in a very strange space.
Yeah, and don't forget, for 2 years they've been part of the most sensational meltdowns. You think of meltdown, you think of Punjab Kings. And so if they'd lost this one as well, there is hang on, it's one day, or Russell hits one day, but we've had a Tewatia meltdown. Today we've had another meltdown. That would have been very difficult to come back from. So, and they would have maybe started to question their manner of playing the game. But, they held their own. Mumbai were a batsman short, conceded little too many. Mumbai have issues. I hope this doesn't paper over some of the issues that Mumbai have, but it was thrilling to watch while it lasted.
But yeah, that batsman short, we're not talking about it now, Dooley. We're talking about it before the game. We talked about it before the last game. The commentators were talking about it because you've got to remember, Surya, great, run chase. Pollard is there. In the past, there's been a Krunal lurking somewhere. There's been a Hardik Pandya lurking somewhere. They didn't have either of them. Even for that matter, Rahul Chahar, I think, is a far better tail-ender than some of the tail-enders that Mumbai now have. So it's something they'll have to look at for the next game.
Yeah, it is. And it's just that they seem obsessed with going with 4 seamers and Pollard, as well as the one spinner in Murugan Ashwin. So they don't seem ready. We saw the spin sort of take control for Chennai last night. We saw spin play a huge role in their win last night. Yet Mumbai are obsessed with going with 4 seamers and Murugan Ashwin and Pollard rather than playing Fabian Allen. They're still only playing 3 overseas, remember. And I know I'm going to... I'm harping on about this, but Fabian Allen is there. He's a genuine option to bowl you overs, to be a gun in the field, and to, that's a situation where I think Fabian Allen walks out, then Surya Kumar Yadav has more confidence in the guy at the other end, being a genuine finisher, being able to win a game for them. And so to me, that's they're missing a trick, and no one's asking the question at the moment. They had an opportunity to maybe ask Shane Bond tonight, I thought, a little bit around that. But, I know he doesn't get a lot of say in selection either. But, the questions I think need to be asked.